The following program is an exclusive Disruption Networks production.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when three top-producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
Hi, this is attorney Nick Pasalacqua. The team of attorneys I have assembled at Pasalacqua & Associates has been carefully hand-picked to include the best trial attorneys in the particular areas of the law that we practice. Have you been charged with DWI or any other crime? Members of our team include former assistant district attorneys, now fighting to protect your rights 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you or someone you love been seriously injured in a motor vehicle accident? Members of the team at Pasalacqua & Associates include former insurance defense attorneys, now fighting to ensure that you get every penny you're entitled to. If you need legal help quick, don't waste your time or money calling anyone else. Remember, for legal help quick, you better call Nick and the team at Pasalacqua & Associates. 315-500-NICK or 315-500-6425 or visit cnytriallaw.com today.
The Property Sisters. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday, and I'm glad you can join us this week. This week, I'm here with Mary Ann Reska from Berkshire Bank. Hi, Mary. How are you?
Hi. Very well. How are you?
Good, good. Glad you could join us today to talk a little bit about mortgages and help people understand maybe a few of the different programs that are out there and, different ways to approach, maybe getting financed.
Sure. Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Where would you like me to start?
Well, let's start with the most common. I think we see a lot of FHA loans.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you just touch a few of the high points of FHA? I can't speak. FHA loans.
FHA loans are quite popular for a lot of first-time home buyers. They're not just exclusively for first-time home buyers, but that's typically the product that they would choose. The reason being is minimum down payment is 3.5%, and they can utilize seller concessions of up to 6% of the purchase price to help pay with closing costs, which is a significant help.
Yeah, it
when
keeps
they're strapped for cash.
Yeah.
They've got the down payment and may want to not wipe out their entire savings for purchasing the home. So they like to have a little cushion on the side in case something, hot water heater goes, they've got the money to do it.
I have some reserves.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, the nice thing about the FHA is the down payment and closing can all be gift funds from a family member as well, if there is no savings.
Oh, that helps.
Of their own. So that's, very helpful for them. The only issue that, ever comes up with that, utilizing like the seller concessions, is the property appraisal. So that's where we're always, concerned. Usually we'll talk to the agent to see if, they feel that that's going to be an issue with utilizing that.
Right.
I think that the only drawback to that is the MIP, the monthly mortgage
The private
insurance.
mortgage insurance?
The insurance is there for the life of the loan.
Yeah, so that can get costly.
Right.
Whereas it used to drop off.
Used to drop off, just like with a conventional mortgage.
Right.
And HUD had changed that policy, so now it's there for the life of the loan, unfortunately. But,
thank you very much.
It is a great program. So to help somebody get into their first home, that doesn't mean that they can't refinance down the road to a different product.
Right, and it is a tool.
Right.
It's a tool, and you might need to utilize it at this point.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And it can be used by somebody who owns their home and is selling and wants to purchase another, and maybe just wants the, to utilize that product for the seller concession purpose if they don't have a large savings set aside for the new one, if they're not making, a lot of profit on the sale of the home.
Right.
So
yeah, it can help.
Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely.
Now, what about USDA loans? I know there are some similarities as far as its low down payment.
Right. USDA can actually do 100% financing. Their mortgage insurance premium is reduced, and there's no limit on seller concessions.
Okay.
So that can all be, all the closing costs can be incorporated into the, paid by the seller.
Limited on areas, however.
Right. So the city of Utica is not going to have, your bigger cities are not going to be able to utilize the USDA. It's more for rural areas. And some, smaller communities, not the big cities.
Right.
So you can find that out. Lenders can look it up, online to see if the property is eligible. And if it is, thumbs up, you're going that way. So.
And there are condition issues as far as, USDA loans and FHA loans. I know, like chipping, peeling paint, cracked glass. The roof has to have, minimum of, 3 years? 2 or 3 years life left.
But that's where we always recommend full house inspection.
Right.
Always recommend, whether it's conventional, FHA, VA, always recommend a full house inspection.
It's too big a purchase not to have it inspected.
Absolutely. It's the biggest purchase you're ever going to make in your life. So, you might want to spend that $300, $400, $500, whatever that home inspector is going to charge, just for peace of mind that, the property's structurally sound. There's, no radon, the radon inspection's important, I believe.
It's huge.
So,
wells and septics. I mean, there's so many parts and pieces, to owning a house. And,
Right.
And there's no limit to inspections. I mean, you could do pool inspections, chimney inspections.
Right. And a house may look, perfect cosmetically to the eye, but you need that expertise to go in there and make sure that everything is okay.
Well, there's just things that you can't see. Like
absolutely.
electric panels. We don't take the covers off of them, and if we did, we wouldn't know what we were looking at anyways.
Right. Or the radon.
Right.
That's very important.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they, if there is a well or a septic, and they can choose to have that inspected as well.
Right.
But I think that things such as the peeling paint, they want to see that corrected. It's considered a hazard.
Right.
So especially with the lead paint from years ago, so they want to make sure that everything's in order.
Nothing's flaking off,
Exactly.
and there's no broken glass to get cut on, and the roof isn't going to just start leaking and ruin their investment.
Right, exactly.
Now, I was talking to somebody actually just at a showing I was just at. I was showing a 4-unit, and one of the tenants mentioned that he was a 10-year veteran. He was on 4 tours of duty. Thanked him for his service, naturally. He was on the bomb squad. God bless him. I'm glad he came back all in one piece.
Yeah, really.
But he had a few questions about a veteran loan. And so I tried to help him as much as I can. But naturally, I'm not the expert. You are. So as far as our veterans, what are some of the benefits that they can get by using their veterans loan?
Well, it's 100% financing. You can utilize the seller's concessions again for closing costs. Sellers can also pay other items, such as if the veteran, say, for an example, had a judgment on their credit or a collection account, they could pay that for them.
Oh, really?
So that they could get into the house. There are a couple quirky little things with a VA loan, such as the need to have certain debt ratios and also residual income. They look at residual income, what that veteran's going to have after the monthly mortgage payment and all his other debts are paid is their residual income. That's important on the VA loan. But I think it's a great program for them. The 100% financing
it's huge.
That is big.
Especially when you're coming back from service.
Oh, absolutely.
You normally don't have that money saved up and whatnot.
Yeah. So I think it's a great program, and the VA does, guarantee a certain portion of the loan. So I think it's an awesome program for them.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. And then naturally we have our conventionals, which, now what is the minimum down payment range as far as, I know it's everything's
Conventional is
subjective to what you want to put
has
down.
grown quite a bit over the years. Your typical conventional loan would be 5%, minimum 5% down. And
Okay.
it's going to require that you have the mortgage insurance until it can drop off.
And that drops off normally at what?
Normally at 78%, it can be requested at 80%.
Okay.
There are conventional programs out there with 3% down.
Okay.
And there are lenders that also offer 100% financing on a conventional
Right.
loan.
But
Southern
still with the private
portfolio,
mortgage.
with the private mortgage insurance, there may be some that do it without. So that's something to look for as well when you're shopping for your mortgage.
Wow. Good information.
Yep.
So you also do like a first time buyers club, right?
There's First Home Club.
First home club.
First Home
Sorry.
Club, which not all lenders participate in.
Right.
But there's government match, so for every dollar that the borrower puts into the savings, they get a government match of $4.
Wow.
So they end up with $7,500 free money
That's huge.
for down payment. Yeah, down payment.
And their initial investment is what?
Their initial investment, oh my Lord, I haven't done one of those in forever.
Sorry?
That's okay.
Because there is some waiting with that.
There's a
you
waiting
do have
period,
to.
and from what I understand, that is being changed. The waiting period is actually going to be adjusted, but I really can't speak to that.
Right, to
because-
where it's going
yeah.
until it's gone there.
Right.
Understandable. We'll let you off the hook on that one.
Okay.
But that's another program, that if you're maybe not, looking to buy next week or next month,
Absolutely.
and you're just thinking about.
Right.
Yeah.
They set up a savings plan. It can be right now currently it's 10 to 24 months.
Mm-hmm.
And you set aside that amount religiously every month, and that account is monitored. And at the end of that term, they match up the funds from the government, and you've got your down payment money.
That's excellent.
So
Yeah.
it's an awesome program. It really is.
We got our daughter into a program like that through the Home Ownership Center.
Yeah.
So she's
Yeah.
working on that. And that's where I saw you last, actually. It was at the Empowerment Center for the block party.
Yeah, that was a blast.
That was awesome, wasn't it?
That was a lot of fun.
They had a lot of stuff going on over there.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They had a lot of activities for the kids, and
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
we were chatting, and the kids were right across from us doing the fire hose, and just the smiles on their faces.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I have grandbaby fever. I'm like so ready for grandbaby. So that was the best part for me, seeing the little kids smiling and
Oh, yeah.
laughing and playing with the fire truck and.
oh yeah, they had a blast. They really had a lot of fun, and they had some other activities for them inside, and
Well, yeah, there was stamping and
they did seed bombs.
oh, that was cute.
Yeah, Lou DeMichael helped out with
Yeah,
that.
yep, that
he
was
really
cute.
had a lot of fun with that. So it was great to see everybody.
And you were working it, weren't you?
Right. We had a little booth there, and along with the MVAR, and we had, I believe, Cooperative Extension was there.
Yeah.
So there were several.
Home Ownership Center.
Home
and,
Ownership Center was there.
the lead.
Yes.
yeah.
Yep. And I believe library was there.
Oh yes, they had
Giving away
books.
some books.
Yep, they had books right next to the Mohawk Valley Association of Realtors.
So it was a great
Yeah.
great time. Yeah.
You had an officer grilling your hot dogs.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and how much better does it get? Popcorn and lemonade.
A
and
little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was very, very nice.
That's a great event. So next year, if you didn't go this year, hit it next year.
yeah,
Because
absolutely.
it'll definitely keep growing, I think.
Oh yeah. And the Homeownership Center tries to do so much within the community.
Right. Well, they
And-
do. Oh my gosh, those girls are everywhere.
Yeah.
And guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've got a great staff, and I assist them with their home buyer education once a month. And it's just amazing, the things that they teach.
Yeah.
I think home buyer ed should be taken by anybody purchasing a home.
Oh yeah,
Really.
absolutely.
The information that you get there is just amazing.
Yep. It is. There's a lot to buying a house.
Oh, yeah.
and it's not just finding the house and writing the offer and boom, you move in 60 days later.
Right.
There's so many integral parts. What is some of the documentation? Oh my gosh, you have to get all your documentation together.
Right.
If you're not starting that, until the application process, you're going to hold everything up.
Right.
Because what are some of the things that you're looking for as far as
typical documentation requirements are like the last 2 pay stubs, last 2 years federal tax returns, 2 months bank statements, and if it's pension income, it would be your pension awards letter, things like that.
Right.
But those
and for
are
the veterans loan, you would need your
certificate of eligibility. If they don't have that, the DD 214 can be provided, and the lender can get the certificate of eligibility with that. So things like that. And again, with different products, there's different requirements. But it gives them an idea as to what they need to start gathering.
Right.
They also give them an idea what's important in a home. What are the must-haves? And,
right.
Do you need this, or do you just want this?
Well, some people
so it really makes them think.
So many confuse needs and wants.
Yes. Yeah. And they actually make it a lot of fun, and they give them a board with like kidney beans for point, and they have so many. They can only choose so many
things.
So they kind of have to really think about what it is that they want in that home.
It's a trade-off.
Yeah, absolutely. So they do that. It's like on a Saturday when I assist them. They're there from, I believe it's 9 to 5. I'm not there the whole time. They have a real estate agent speak. They have a home inspector come in, an insurance agent. So they
all very vital parts.
Right, just to try to give them an overview, take questions, just to kind of explain, what you're getting yourself into. So it is a scary thing, to look,
it's one of the top 5 stressors in life.
Right. And I believe everybody deserves to own a home. And, the more education you get up front, the better off you're going to be. The easier the process is going to go. It's going to be a smoother transaction, and they'll be happy home buyers.
I agree.
So
that's what I tell everybody. They're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm making you look at this house," and I'm like, "That's what I do.
Yeah.
I'm kind of gonna look at this house, whether it's with you or with somebody else.
Right.
So I might as well look at it with you because we're having fun.
Yeah.
But they're like, "Yeah, but I made you look at 20 houses." I'm like, "Yeah, but the first 19 sucked."
Right.
So, as far as what you're looking for, we didn't find it until the 24th or 25th house. So it is what it is.
Right.
But I think a lot of times people will try to rush.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
They're
so
this is
anxious.
not one of those things that you rush.
No, exactly. And I explain that to them as well. And I know that they get frustrated. I've got buyers that are frustrated right now because they'll find something and call to look at it only to find out that it just sold.
Yep.
It's pending.
Yeah.
So, I said, the market, you've got to be ready,
Right. Or they'll get in and there'll be 4 or 5 offers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And which is more reason to have your approval ready.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't want to walk into that house, fall in love, and call your bank the next day while somebody else submitted an offer the night before.
Right.
Because you're done.
Right.
It's over.
Yeah.
Because you can't just snap and 10 minutes later you've got an approval.
Right.
It takes a little bit to make sure that, it's not something.
It takes a little time.
And I know, especially with you, if you send me an approval, I don't question it. I know it's been researched. I know you've done your due diligence, and I know that it's a good approval.
Right.
Which, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Because so many times, I hate to mention some of the online companies, but you get an approval and you're like, oh, look, I can roast a marshmallow.
Yeah.
Because it's no good.
Yeah, that's another thing we, try to impress upon them is use a local lender.
Yes, please.
Use a local lender.
A trusted
somebody
local
that you can
lender.
See face to face if you want to. A lot of people still like to do over the phone or online.
Which is fine.
Which is fine. And
if they can't get in to see you, that's fine.
Right.
But at least know that you're there.
Exactly.
And that you know the area.
Yeah.
We've dealt with, and last year I dealt with a few banks where they were one was in California, one was in like Indianapolis or something. They had absolutely no idea how transactions progressed in Oneida County, which is different than how they progress in, Onondaga County. It's just, it's different everywhere you go.
Right.
Real estate is local, and there's local traditions and whatnot, and local laws even.
Right.
So
right.
I sold a house in Poughkeepsie, and wow, what a difference.
Really?
Really, I wrote up the offer and I sent it over, and she nicely kind of laughed at me, and she says, "Oh, honey, you're so cute. You're pretty. We have the attorneys handle this." And I'm like, "Oh, all righty then."
Yeah, things are different, area to area, including some of the fees
Right.
can vary.
And they can add up.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's good to have somebody that knows those.
Right. And another thing that we try to make it as easy as possible for them as convenient as possible for them to get their pre-qual. So whether they want a face-to-face, they can do it over the phone. They can do it online at our website.
Right.
We even have a mobile app that we can share, and they can do it on the mobile app. And then you follow up with them to confirm the information, so they could be done in 10 minutes. But still, they should do that before they go looking. Yeah?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It protects you against overspending, too.
Right, right.
Because that's a lot.
The thing is, too, I always explain to them, I could tell you're pre-qualified for XYZ, but you have to be comfortable with what the payment is.
Right.
So you may not be comfortable with that, and I always ask, what is your comfort level for monthly payment, including the taxes and homeowners, so that they think about that. It's not just the principal and interest, it's the taxes and the homeowners as well.
And I always say that, too. I'm like, okay, what are you paying now? Okay, and what's your comfortable budget? And it'll be something like, oh, we're paying $800 now, but we can afford $15. And I'm like, you still like to eat, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to start eating ramen noodles like 5 nights a week.
Right.
So let's kind of tone that a little bit.
Right. And I also recommend that when they start looking, once they have their letter and they start looking, before you put an offer in, let me run the numbers for you so you know what your payment's going to be. Because taxes, the real estate taxes, play a big part in it.
They make a huge difference. People don't realize that the payment on the house is broken down over, usually if you're going 30 years, 360 months. Whereas the taxes are broken down over 12 months. Over and over and over.
And over again.
With no end in sight, and they usually don't go down.
No. They usually go the other direction.
Exactly. I mean, when's the last time you had a big, decrease in taxes? You just don't see it. They'll just,
It never happens.
No, it's not.
No.
They're just going to keep spending more money.
Right.
Instead of drop the taxes.
Exactly.
But yeah, I always tell people that the taxes make a huge difference.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I sent somebody a house. It was, they're looking around 180, 190. I sent them a house that's 2.25. And they're like, no, that's over our range. I said, is it though? Because the taxes on that house that were 190 were almost $7,000, and the house that has is 225. The taxes are $3,000.
All of the area, location.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. So the payment was actually less on the $225,000 house,
right?
Because the taxes were just half. So instead of being 5-something a month, they were a little over $2 a month, $250 or something. Yeah, that's huge. It's a car payment.
Big difference.
Oh, here we have a question.
Okay.
So we have, hi. So I looked at a couple used homes at Applewood, hard to finance, and the lot rent. Is it worth it? So do you do mobiles in park?
There's only one lender that I know of in the state that does them. Yes. Yeah. And they're located in Gloversville.
Yeah.
So,
and it begins with a C, and I'm forgetting the name of it.
I have the information in my office.
John, I can get you that information. If you message me, I'll get you that information.
I can email it to you.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Thank you. But we'll definitely get that to you, John.
Yeah, but those are a little different.
As far as far as buying, in Applewood, I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, you're still owning. Yes, you're paying lot rent, but you would be paying taxes. It depends on your situation.
Right.
If you want that, community type atmosphere and whatnot, then yeah, it's definitely worth it for you.
Right. Absolutely.
But if you don't want that community atmosphere, I would say that no, it's not worth it for you. But it's every buyer is different.
That may be factored into Applewood too, as far as like snow removal, things like that.
Right.
So
lawn care, snow removal,
right.
It adds up.
Right.
Right. Yeah, because I'm looking at a townhouse with a younger client of mine,
mm-hmm.
and she works. That snow removal, the lawn care is huge.
Right.
It's huge.
Right. It can be a big undertaking.
It can.
Especially with some of the winters we've had, so.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. He says he has that information and he qualifies for a VA loan, but he still thinks the lot rental is too high. Well, then, John, I would honestly explore your options. Look into something, on its own land. See, because it'll open up your financing options too.
Right.
You won't be limited to just one company to go with.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, it does make it difficult just because with a mortgage, you have to own the land.
Right.
And so that is not a traditional mortgageable property.
Right.
So there are lenders out there that will finance it though.
Right. And as far as trailers go, I mean, it really is a depreciable anyways.
Right. Right.
So, I mean, it depends on where you are and what your goals are.
Exactly. Where you are in life and yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I think John would rather own land. He doesn't seem to like that lot rent.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. If
John, call me. We'll go looking at some houses. We'll find you something.
There you go.
Definitely.
Yeah. If you're going to be spending that kind of money, it may be worth it to just buy a traditional stick-built home, or like you said, townhouse. If it's somebody that doesn't want to have to worry about that lawn maintenance and everything, a townhouse would be perfect.
Right, or even a mobile on land, whereas you own the land and
absolutely,
on
a foundation. And
right, and then you could build or do something later. I don't think Green Tree is around, Donna. I think Green Tree is gone.
That I'm not sure.
Yeah, I haven't heard of Green Tree in a couple of years now. Thank you, Donna. But there's not many options when you're trying to finance something in a park. No,
there aren't. That's why because I have had a lot of requests, so I actually sought out a lender so that I could refer those clients on.
Well, when I had my first listing in a park, I was like, okay, shoot.
Yeah.
No one will finance this. Yeah. What do I do?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's a little bit different, different type of financing.
Right.
There is somebody out there that'll do it. So.
Yeah. Oh, there's usually somebody for every kind of
Absolutely.
loan, non-conforming or whatever.
Absolutely. In fact, I think most lenders have a suite of products that'll suit just about any home buyer.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And Donna says Green Tree is still around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have a website.
That's good to know.
It is. So now we have two.
Yeah. Yeah, there you
go. We just doubled our lenders.
Yeah, there you go.
But all right, back to your lending. So you're at Berkshire, local. Mm-hmm. Which branch?
Currently, I'm covering from Little Falls all the way to Syracuse. So
that's a nice little territory.
Yeah.
You're a busy woman.
Very busy. So we try to, spend a little time at each office, or I go where I'm needed the most. So.
Right.
It's quite a challenge, but hopefully we'll have somebody else on board that'll split that responsibility. And
excellent.
It won't be.
Well, you're always very responsive, though, so that's why I was a little shocked that you cover such a wide territory. Yeah. Because I don't think I've ever asked you a question where you weren't bam right on it.
I don't work just 9 to 5.
No, I know that.
So there's times I get calls, 10 o'clock at night on the weekends. I mean, when the agents are working, I'm working.
Right.
If somebody, that's when the majority of the people are looking at their homes. So
right, not while they're working.
Exactly. So plus, it's very difficult for some people to get in during the week because of their jobs. They're not able to get off. So I even offer Saturday appointments for them, just to try to make life a little easier for them, because there are still a lot of people that want that face-to-face appointment, which I think is great, because I think more questions come up, and
I agree.
they get a little bit, they're a little bit more comfortable about what the process is going to be like. They tend to ask more questions with that face-to-face interaction than they do over the phone.
Well, I like the fact that I can see if they're grasping what I'm saying.
Right.
You know, because if they're completely glazed over, I know I'm not explaining this well. I need to back up a little bit, maybe slow it down, you know, take it in smaller steps, because you can't get that over the phone.
No.
You know,
You can try to explain it, have the same conversation, but you just don't know that it's all
you
really
don't know that it's sinking.
Yeah. So we try to also, as part of the pre-qual process, is explain to the borrower what the mortgage process is going to be like. So I explain that when you find the home of your dreams and you write that offer and the offer is accepted, the next step is to make an appointment to come in to make application.
Yeah.
And make sure you get your home inspection scheduled and whatever other inspections you may want. And then you're going to come in and see me, and we're going to talk about, make sure that the program that you decided on at the pre-qual stage is the program that you're definitely going with.
Right.
And then decide the down payment, price everything, get everything rolling. Whether they want to float their rate, lock their rate, and the advantages of locking it, especially in this volatile rate environment that we've had lately. Lock the rate, and then basically explain once it leaves my desk, it goes into submission. We disclose, and then when the intent to proceed is received, we can get the ball rolling. Until that intent to proceed is in the file, we can't do
it just
anything.
Kind of sits there and lingers.
Exactly. So I prompt them to, and I do believe it's important that they have that time to look at everything, to understand the disclosures. If they have questions, they can call. We can go over them page by page if they want to.
Right. Because there is a lot. I mean,
it's a lot of information all at once, and that's what I tell them. It's like a hurry up and wait situation with the mortgage process.
Always.
And then once that intent to proceed is in, the appraisal fee can be paid, the appraisal is ordered, and then it goes into the processing mode. Yeah. Processor reviews the documents, double checks to make sure, that everything is in order with the disclosures. They're getting their documents into us as far as the pay stubs, things like that. So it's rush to get all that in. And then we go into underwriting, and then they get their approval letter, and then you basically are waiting. You're following up on your conditions and waiting on the title, waiting on different things to come in. So that's when they should start shopping for their homeowner's insurance and thinking about packing their belongings to get ready to move into that new home. So
I like to shop the homeowners a little earlier, especially because they can pull up any kind of claims that were made or anything.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
so
very true.
I like to send them out shopping homeowners when I send them to you.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea. That is a good idea.
Yeah. Call your mortgage broker and start shopping your insurance.
Yeah, and they should always compare. If they're shopping 2 or 3 companies, make sure they're comparing like coverages, apples to apples.
Oh, yeah.
Not apples to oranges.
Right, because there is a lot of differences there, too.
Exactly. And if they can get it bundled with their auto to get the discounts, that's the way to go.
Right. Well, and now that you're mentioning that, too, it's a good time to mention, they have to do that with the loan, too. Because, a lot of the fees are extreme.
Oh, absolutely.
And so, the rate isn't the only thing you should be really shopping. You should make sure that bank is solid.
Right.
That they're trustworthy. That the rate is good, of course.
Right.
But
it's not all about rate.
The fees aren't,
it's not all about rate.
Astronomical either, because it can...
Right.
It can add up.
Right. They can request a cost breakdown of everything, and they can compare this. So they can shop the lenders, they can shop rates, they can shop fees, and it's very important to make sure they're getting the best deal for their money, whether it's with the home itself or the mortgage. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So There's a lot of different areas
Oh,
that are, so many things are different from lender to lender, so they really need to just take the time and shop it.
And different from loan to loan.
Absolutely.
You really need somebody to guide you through this whole process.
Yeah.
And I firmly believe that.
Yeah, and one of the things that I know everybody likes to take advice from family, advice from friends, coworkers. That's probably the worst thing they could do because everybody's situation is different.
Well, the laws change. The programs change.
Programs change.
Everything changes.
Yeah. I get a lot of people that'll come in and sit down and say, I want to biweekly. My friend told me, or my aunt and uncle got a biweekly. They told me I should go with a biweekly. And I said, think about it this way. I said, the biweekly, I said, you're paying 26 payments. I said, so essentially you're paying 13 payments a year. I said, but that biweekly, that extra payment is still split between principal and interest. So if you're going to make that 13th payment anyway, just take it all and put it all on principal. And you're saving yourself some more money.
Right.
And they, okay, that makes sense,
Yeah.
So, everybody's always willing to throw a bunch of advice at you and say, do this, do that, and just listen to your lender. They're the experts. They know, what is the right program for you. And don't be afraid to ask questions, Well,
and I feel that same way, like when I see a younger couple and maybe they're, talking that they're going to get pregnant, or they just said that we're pregnant and that's why we're buying a house, so they have babies coming, and we all know that babies are expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, and our parents told us we need to get a 15-year mortgage so that we pay it off really quick. And I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, God, please don't. I'm like, no. You don't have to get a 15-year mortgage, and you can get a 30-year and make it a 15. All you have to do is double your principal every month. It'll cut your loan in half.
Right.
But what getting a 30 will do is, God forbid, you don't have that extra money that month. You're not tied to it.
Right.
So that always makes me nervous when I hear, people who I'm thinking, maybe a 15-year isn't such a great idea because the payment's higher.
Right.
Naturally,
higher,
because it's broken down over less time.
Right. The idea of having that shorter term is great.
Right.
But like you
said.
In
theory.
But you can prepay.
Right.
Without penalty on most loans. So that's a question for the lender, is to make sure that there's no prepayment penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just...
But little ones are expensive, so...
Oh, yeah.
My son and daughter-in-law just found that out, so...
Oh, yes, you're a grandma now. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was glad you didn't have grandma duty tonight, so you could come in.
Absolutely. So, no, I always have to check to see if I'm needed, but they...
I can't wait.
There's nothing like it, let me tell you.
And how many do you have? Just one so far?
Just the one so far.
And how old?
She's 2 months.
Oh.
Yeah. She's beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful little girl. So,
love that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So, nothing better.
Speaking of babies, we have an eating contest going on at Oh Babies. They're doing the focaccia sandwich eating contest. What are they calling it? Like the Goliath challenge. It is like one of their regular focaccia sandwiches, like triple the meat, triple the toppings, triple like everything. A pound of fries.
Oh my gosh.
And like either a 2-liter of soda or a 40-ounce of beer.
Oh my goodness.
So that's the 26th. If anybody is like a real big eater, you have to sign up for this thing. Are they doing the golden ticket, Z? Yeah, so you could win Oh Babies free for a year.
Oh, wow.
That's huge. And 2 tickets to get to the Let Out. And I'm sure Z will throw in a few more things by the time we get there. It's like weeks away already. But no, check that
awesome.
out. That should be.
I would love to go watch.
I'm going to be there. You should come watch.
Yeah,
they're going to set the bar. They've been trying to do it in a half an hour, and nobody has been able to beat this challenge.
Oh my gosh!
So they're gonna open it up to no limit on time. First person done sets the bar. They get the name on the wall.
Nice.
Everything. So
nice.
It should be really interesting.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, Oh Babies is phenomenal anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Did you say they just won the fish fry challenge?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have potato chip encrusted fish.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds really
I'm like,
good.
I have to get over there. I have to get over there. It's so good. Like,
that sounds awesome.
Their other food is good, so I mean, this has to be.
Yeah.
You know, I've never made it through one of their 10-pound sandwiches, and I don't think I ever could.
I can't even imagine.
I know. I'm like,
wow.
It's incredible. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to like that.
That sounds like a blast.
So 1 grandbaby so far. Hopefully more in the future.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully. I'll spoil her for the rest of her life. So.
Oh, yeah. They're fun.
Oh, they are.
They're fun.
They are. She's such a little sweetie. So, and it's nice. I get sent texts of I'll get a picture every day.
Yeah.
Video, whatever they're doing at that time, and it's just amazing how much they change.
Right.
So quickly.
Right. Well, and yeah, it's a different experience.
Yeah.
Because we would see our kids grow every day, every hour, every minute.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Yeah. Because I don't get
that.
to see her every day, but
right.
Just from just a month ago, the things that she's doing and how much she's changed is just amazing. So
I love it.
Love it.
Love it. Love it. So what other events do you have going on? I know you volunteer with the Home Ownership Center a lot. Are you doing another class with them coming up?
We've got one the 23rd of this month.
Okay.
They also offer other classes evenings and during the day for people that can't make it on the weekends. They'll split it up.
Right. But you're probably too busy during the day doing...
Right. I choose the Saturday. That's the easiest for me. And they do get quite a turnout for that, which is nice. And they sometimes... The questions that they ask are questions that you would never even think of yourself. You know what I mean? It's just some of the, they feed off each other, which is good. It's always nice to hear what other people have to say, which might spark another question.
Right.
So the conversation is really great there.
Well, classroom participation is great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I always try to take classes like in the classroom whenever I can.
Right. The other things we've just had a nice volunteer event at the bank, actually. Every year we close, it's usually the first Tuesday of June, to volunteer in the community. So all of Berkshire Bank closes its doors for that afternoon, and we'll volunteer at various places. So we volunteered at the Children's Museum.
Oh, nice.
And did a lot of cleanup there, a lot of painting, planting flowers out front.
Very worthwhile project.
Yeah, they did.
I love the Children's Museum.
I do too.
It's adorable.
Some of the Rome employees went to the Humane Society. But we do it. It's bank-wide, so
that's nice.
It's important to us to to give back.
I think it's vital to do good in your community.
Yeah.
It's where you make your money. You have to, spread a little bit of the love back around.
Right. And we also a couple of us partnered with the United Way that morning to pump gas at Cliffs for the United Way, which was a lot of fun. So we try to do that as much as
United
possible.
Way.
Yeah, we try to do as many events with them. Saranac's always a big one.
Oh, yeah.
That's coming up. So
yeah, when are you pouring at Saranac?
July 26th.
Yeah, I know you do that every year.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. You see people that you haven't seen in forever.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a lot of it is work. It's not just fun.
Oh, no, it is work
too. So
yeah, because people are drinking.
Yeah.
It's usually 90 degrees and sunny, and if you're lucky.
Yeah. And a lot of times if you're pouring or serving and there's no time to talk, you're just running right until the end. So, but yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's it's worthwhile. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I love it.
What other types of things do you guys do for?
Oh gosh, we're all over the place. The Property Sisters were sponsoring the Mohawk Valley Blues Society picnic this year again. We did last year, which is fun. They do a great job with that. We went on the cleanup with the mayor before Flower Fest, which was nice.
Oh, I saw that on Facebook.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was fun.
Yeah,
that
nice.
was something different. And just kind of getting out and talking to people.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I like that kind of stuff.
I think it's important to give back to the community. I really do.
Well, and then I was driving down and I was like, oh, wow, it looks so nice. Somebody threw a bottle. And my husband pull over. I'm like, pull over right now. And I'm like throwing a bottle in the garbage can 2 days later. But I was like so mad somebody littered our park after we cleaned it.
Yeah.
Quit it. Quit littering our park.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do quite a bit. I'm heavily involved with the Whitestown Teal Walk.
Mm-hmm.
One of my friends, Sarah, started it. She lost her grandmother to ovarian cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And in trying to research it and find more information, she really couldn't. I mean, she really had to dig and dig to really get anything. So she decided to start a walk and raise awareness.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Very
she's
nice.
doing a great job with that.
Yeah.
I'm incredibly proud of her. Young. I mean, she's like 20 nothing.
Right.
You know, and she's doing this big walk, raising tens upon tens of thousands of dollars. And
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I think a lot of women tend to ignore their bodies and
Yes.
symptoms just because we're so busy.
Mhm.
I think the awareness.
Oh, yeah, I'm
yeah.
guilty.
Yeah. Oh, I am too. I am too.
Even after being sick.
Really?
I still am. I'm guilty.
Yeah.
You know.
But I think the more it's in your face, and
Yes.
especially if you're involved with it, if you participate, I think that bringing that awareness to women is very important.
It's crucial.
Yeah.
I've actually had a few people message me where they had saw my message, the symptom messages, and they're like, yeah, I called my gynecologist after I saw your symptoms because I had every one of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's
Kind of scary.
It is, but it's like, thank God you saw that message
Yeah.
in time.
Yeah.
A few of them have had surgery afterwards and are doing well. So
Mhm.
thank goodness. But yeah, it's a silent killer.
Yeah.
And we don't pay attention. We think, oh, we're getting older. It's menopause. I'm going through the change, or, it's just the natural progression of things.
Right. Right.
But
Yep.
scary shit.
It is. I agree. I agree.
So, all right, what else? No, your turn. What's another one
well,
of yours?
Oh, gosh. I'm involved a lot with the Utica Chamber.
Oh, yeah.
And trying to, again, support the community, get some new businesses signed up, and help them to see the benefits of being a member of the Chamber. And we're trying to do some new things there as well. They do a great job as far as, involvement and
events.
different events, trying to do, different things for the community, for the business people in the community, So I'm doing a lot with that. I'm an ambassador for the chamber, and so it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. They're a great group.
Keep you active.
Very much so.
Do you have any events coming up with them yet that are on the books?
Oh, we've got a ribbon cutting, a couple ribbon cuttings coming up. I can't remember where they are.
New business. We love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We love that. Ribbon cuttings mean new business.
Yeah, exactly. And in fact, your office, I think, was going to consider doing a ribbon cutting, which I think would be great.
If he's considering it, I'll push him over the edge.
There you go.
Hey, Brett, we're doing a ribbon cutting.
So when I went in to talk to him
So
about
that's New Hartford, so that's close enough.
It's still Utica Chamber, yeah.
Okay.
So there's a lot of crossover with the chambers, and
because I have another thing in New Hartford that maybe we'll talk about.
Oh, okay.
That we're gonna try and do a ribbon cutting for.
Yeah.
And a road dedication.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All right, we'll have to talk about that too.
So try to do as much as I can. Get involved with wherever I can. So keeps me busy.
Yeah.
Very busy. My daughter hates it, but
well,
it is
how old
what
is
it
your daughter
is.
now?
Oh, she's 24. So.
Oh well.
But yeah,
she's off doing her thing. What else would you be doing?
Well, there's times when she's home and she's like, "What are you doing tonight? Why aren't you home?" So.
Yeah, I know. My daughters are 27 and 23, so I get that.
Yeah.
They're like, "Mom, can you pick me up from work?" I'm like, "Yeah, but can you hang out there just for an hour and a half?" And I'll be right there, honey.
Yeah.
I promise.
Yeah.
Just an hour and a half. Just sit.
No.
Yeah, it is funny.
It's a lot of fun. But to get back to the process and some of the things that can hold things up, title is one of them.
Oh yes.
So I know that a lot of people are looking for foreclosure properties, and 9 times out of 10 there's no abstract.
Right.
So
they're risky.
Yeah. So that's something to investigate when you're looking at those homes, to find out if there is an existing abstract.
Right.
If not, then it's on the buyer to have one created, and it's costly.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
an extra
Yeah.
$800 that they didn't plan on
If
spending.
it even can be successfully recreated without any liens, encumbrances, which in a foreclosure, we all know there's usually other liens, and they're usually messy.
Yeah, very much so.
You know, I tend to counsel with caution on foreclosures. I say, plan for everything to be bad. Absolutely everything. If anything is good, great. We're ahead of the game.
Right.
But just plan on everything to be bad, from the plumbing to the abstract.
Yeah.
And if you have one shot at this, maybe don't take it on this house.
Right, right.
You know, because if you just have one shot to be a homeowner,
yeah.
you know, you've got 9 out of 10 times you have to turn the water on to have the house inspected. You have to turn on the power to have the house inspected. You have to turn on the gas to have the house inspected.
Right.
They don't do that for free.
No, they don't. And it's all their costs. So.
It is. It is. And then for an investor, you know, who maybe has a little leeway and this isn't going to ruin them financially, it's a little bit better a bet.
Right, right.
I tend to caution. I lecture everybody like they're my kids. I really do.
Well, that's good. I mean, you're giving them that insight, you know, that somebody
And I never discourage.
Right, right.
You know, but I just...
Yeah, you want to see them, you know, succeed in their home buying. So, you know, you want them to have a pleasant experience as well. And but those are the things, some of the things that can hold up a closing. And that's typically title.
Yeah.
If there's, you know, some issue, whether it's an old mortgage that, you know, wasn't satisfied.
A death certificate wasn't filed.
Right. Certain things, if there was a bankruptcy issue.
Yeah. Even lien releases. I've seen, you know, lien releases that were needed from defunct banks or defunct lending institutions, whatever. And it's like, and you're trying to dig it up and find one, and it gets to be tough sometimes.
So you try to have that conversation up front with them so they're not blindsided with it.
If something does happen.
Yeah. And, you know, a lot of times... they absorb it. It's so much information all at once.
It is.
And you're hoping that they retain all of it. And, you know, but we're always there to make sure that, you know, things are going okay. You know, if they need to ask a question, always call. Right. Don't ever hesitate to call.
And you are very responsive. I have to tell you, you're one of the best as far as, well, even when I started homes for sale or rent in the Mohawk Valley, I had somebody, and this was probably a couple of years ago, I don't even know if you remember, but I had somebody asking a mortgage question, and I'm like, yeah, Mary, I'm not the expert. Do you mind, you know, popping on this page and answering a few questions? And you were there in minutes. Right. And that was through Facebook, for crying out loud. So, yeah, it was phenomenal. Yeah. You've always done that.
We try our best to, you know, get back to them as quickly as possible. We never want them to be hanging. You know, so
because it's stressful.
It is.
And the longer you wait for an answer, the more you worry.
Yeah.
And the bigger the issue gets in your own mind, because you're like, just that stress level is so high.
Right. But we just try to, you know, have them, you know, calm. We don't want them jumping to conclusions about things. And there's so many things that, like the need for additional documentation after something's submitted to underwriting. Well, why do they need this? Why are they asking me for this? So that's another, you know, if you gave us the 2-month statements, but there's a large deposit on it, we need to be able to document the source, you know,
where it came from.
Yeah. And so that sometimes they'll get a little, you know, upset about that. Well, why are they asking these questions? You know, so we try to, once I know that file's been approved and they're getting, or if they didn't get us all the documentation like they were supposed to up front, and then they're, you know, kind of dragging their feet, we'll kind of, you know, call and say,
Nudge.
what's the hold up? You know, can I help you with something? If they're not responsive, then we try to prompt them with a notice of incompleteness, and that gives them, you know, we're looking for this, this, and this. And that usually prompts them to call and say, what am I supposed to do? You know, why are they asking me for this? But we try to give them that heads up front. So, going back to the homebuyer ed, that's one of the biggest conversations we have is why are they asking for more information? Because, and it happens.
Dotting the I's and crossing the T's.
It happens. And it's not that they did anything wrong. It's not that,
Yeah. It's just something came up to where it needs clarification.
Exactly. Yeah. But the hurry up and wait, and and that's typical. And then trying to get it closed. Making sure that the title is all in order and everything. So.
Yeah, and then once you get to the closing, it's just kind of it's all been done at that point. You've pretty much read through everything. You've discussed everything. And then it's all just smooth sailing. Yeah. You get your 3 days, you get your closing statement, have your 3-day mandatory wait, and then sign about 100 papers and triplicate that you've read 3 or 4 times so far since the beginning of this. You even sign your application again. Yeah.
Yep. They sign the application all over again, just confirming that the information is still the same, that they still work at the same employer.
And then my favorite useless form, well, it's not useless. That was kind of rude. But the one with the big symbol on it that says fraud is illegal.
Right.
Like, Right. Thanks for the warning on that one. We didn't know.
Yeah, they get that one up front, and then they get it again at closing. Yeah. So, but one of the things that we, service is everything, and I try to go to as many closings as I possibly can. Can't go to all of them, but especially if the client is nervous.
Right.
Just for moral support, I'll go for the moral support just to hold their hand while they're signing those documents. Yeah. And but it's
there's
all worth
always
it.
A question.
Yeah, there usually is a question.
Very rarely do I get that client who walks into the attorney's office, sits down at the table, and says, "Yeah, the moving truck's running. How fast can I be out of here?"
Yeah, never happens.
Once.
Oh, really?
Once. Bill Callie, 7-minute closing.
Really?
She says, "I've read this stuff. Just tell me where to sign. My truck is literally running outside."
Oh, wow.
And he was like, "Well, my fastest closing to date was 13 minutes. Let's see if we can beat it."
Wow.
7.
Oh, my goodness.
In and out the door.
God bless him.
That was
God
perfect. I was
him.
like, "Bill, I don't know what to do with the rest of my hour. I might have to go have lunch."
Oh, he's a great guy.
He is. He's a great attorney.
But it's all worth it, though. I mean, in the end, to see them handed the key.
There's nothing like that feeling.
Sometimes tears streaming down their face. It's just they're so grateful that,
Whether it's tears of joy or fear.
Yeah, because I think most of the time it's joy, though.
Oh,
I
definitely.
really do. I think.
Definitely. The fear's over.
Yeah.
The fear's over like 2 weeks in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once the inspection is over, the fears tend to subside a little bit.
Absolutely.
And then when the appraisal's done, it's...
Yes, because they know those are the 2 big hurdles.
Right, that they have to jump through.
Right.
And then it's the seller's hurdle with the title and, that stuff. But.
Yeah. So... But yeah, it's some of a lot of hand holding and comforting.
Yeah. Well, and that's why it's important to have somebody who's accessible and local.
Right.
So that if you do need something, they can reach you, they can go see you. Mm-hmm. You can hug them and let them cry on your shoulder. Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also great to have a nice team of processors that are also responsive.
Right.
So because if they can't get a hold of me, because I'm obviously the first point of contact, but if they can't get a hold of me, they can reach out to the processor. Yeah. So, and it's, I think what I love about where I am at Berkshire is the communication is phenomenal between myself and the processors.
And that speeds everything up.
It does. We try to have a weekly pipeline call so that we go over everything. We know where every loan is at, what's needed.
Love
that. It really does help because we take the notes during the meeting, and then I can get on the phone and say, just talk to, your processor, and I still need this and this. Can we get that today or tomorrow so we can get you for your clear to close?
Yeah, it keeps it moving.
It keeps everything moving, so it's important.
So I know you bounce offices, so how can people find you?
Well, they can call me at 315-313-3536, or if they call into the branch or they stop into a branch, everybody's got my information there. They can get them in touch with me.
Just ask for Mary Ann.
Right. If they want me to call them, the branch will send me an email with their name and number, and I'll give them a call. So,
excellent.
Yeah.
So you don't hide. You're not hard to find.
No, not hard to find. Not usually.
Home ownership centers on some Saturdays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions on mortgages, please call Mary. She's very experienced, knowledgeable, and trustworthy. So she will definitely get you set up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She'll do a great job.
Try to do flexible hours for everybody. So, but if anybody has questions about any of the products, they can call me at 315-313-3536. Again, my name is Mary Reska, NMLS 474-615. Mortgage loan officer with Berkshire Bank, an equal housing lender.
Perfect. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And please call my friend Mary for your next mortgage. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when 3 top producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
Hi, this is attorney Nick Pasalacqua. The team of attorneys I have assembled at Pasalacqua & Associates has been carefully hand-picked to include the best trial attorneys in the particular areas of the law that we practice. Have you been charged with DWI or any other crime? Members of our team include former assistant district attorneys, now fighting to protect your rights 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you or someone you love been seriously injured in a motor vehicle accident? Members of the team at Pasalacqua & Associates include former insurance defense attorneys, now fighting to ensure that you get every penny you're entitled to. If you need legal help quick, don't waste your time or money calling anyone else. Remember, for legal help quick, you better call Nick and the team at Pasalacqua & Associates. 315-500-NICK or 315-500-6425 or visit cnytriallaw.com today.